to the KMS School News.
We are excited to share with you the top stories from Kewaskum Middle School. This week we'll hear about March Madness, Florida, and iPhone games.
We'll also be hearing about St. Patrick's Day, gymnastics, archery, and behind the scenes.
We had the hot hand from three in the first half. They're going to have to do something from the outside now. It's Page off balance. Puts it How did he do it? With Archie Diacono. 3 seconds at midcourt. Jenkins gives it to Jenkins for the championship.
As we further into March, the greatest sporting event continues.
Many surprising things happen in March Madness. 15 seeds upsetting 2 seeds, and teams winning games they were not supposed to win.
That's the fun of this tournament, though. Nobody knows what will go down.
In the West, Duke made the Final Four and lost to North Carolina.
North Carolina upset the 1 seed Baylor in the round of 32. They went on to win all their games and make it to the national championship.
Villanova had a straight path to the Final Four and lost to Kansas in a blowout.
Kansas had a cakewalk to the finals and beat North Carolina in a nail-biter, 72-69.
Let's check out some people's brackets from the Kewaskum School District.
Zags, Gonzaga, because Chet Holmgren is a beast, and he's probably the number 1 overall pick, and Drew Timmy's got the best stash in the game.
I had Arizona winning it, picked them to win it because they had an easy path to winning it. I believe they could get it done.
I picked Tennessee to win, but they lost, and Wisconsin losing kind of messed up the bracket.
March Madness gives a chance for players to show off their talent and potentially win a national championship. This year, the greatest comeback in championship history happened.
Kansas trailed by 15 at half and came back and won an eventful ending, 72-69, outscoring North Carolina 47-29 in the second half.
I'm Kylie.
My name's Eli.
And my name's Mitch. And we're Florida is the most common spring break vacation spot in the U.S. It is home to more than 21 million people and is the country's 3rd most popular state.
Florida is most known for the beaches, natural sceneries, and the orange orchards.
Florida is the theme park empire with 12 theme parks in the state, the most well-known one being Walt Disney World.
What about just in Florida? It's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's like in that perfect Goldilocks heat.
I would recommend Florida to other people because it's warm there and there's a lot of stuff to do and the fishing's really good.
I liked eating all the seafood and all the live music I got to see.
In Florida, I really like walking along the beaches and watching the sunrises.
In Florida, I really like going on the dolphin cruise.
Florida is an amazing vacation spot, many things to do.
We hope you had fun on your spring break and got to go somewhere new.
And always remember to be grateful for what you have. Welcome, KMS. We're here to bring back some childhood memories as we talk about the past smartphone games.
We'll be talking about the top games from the past.
Probably some of your childhood favorites.
Let's get started.
According to our school survey, out of the top 10 games we listed, Subway Surfers was the number 1 picked game. Looks like Subway Surfers is the highest played game at our school.
Subway Surfers was created by Kilo and Cybell Games. In the beginning of Subway Surfers' time, it was thought that Subway Surfers was created by a man whose kid was killed on the train tracks while skating. This information was proven to be false later on.
Geometry Dash is the 2nd most played game in our school and is personally one of my favorites too. Geometry Dash is a series of music platforming video games developed by a Swedish developer, Robert Tapalia, also known as Robert Top. The first game, known simply as Geometry Dash, was released on August 13, 2013 in iOS and Android, and a stream version was released on December 22, 2014.
Our honorable mention is Retro Bowl. It's a football game in an arcade format that takes you through a full season of an NFL team of your choice. Retro Bowl was created in January of 2020 by New Star Game.
Subway Surfers.
Retro Bowl.
Turns out a lot of people here at KMS still play smartphone games.
Yeah, it's crazy how much of us still have that little kid inside.
All I wanted to do when I was a little kid was play Subway Surfers on my tablet.
Well, that sums it up.
Thanks for your time, KMS.
Hey KMS!
Mia,
Hannah, and Lauren here.
St. Patrick's Day comes around on March 17th every year, but many don't know what the meaning behind it is and why we celebrate it. Let's get into it.
We followed Ryan around the school while he was trying to find his pot of gold.
The celebration started way back in 1631 when the Catholic Church established a feast day honoring St. Patrick. He had been the patron saint of Ireland who had died in 461, 12 centuries before the modern version of the holiday was first celebrated.
St. Patrick was born in Roman Britain and was kidnapped and brought to Ireland as a slave by Irish pirates at the age of 16. He later escaped but returned to Ireland to bring Christianity to the people.
Out of 179 students, 8 attended church services, 23 ate corn, beef, and cabbage, 2 used Irish slang, 4 listened to Irish music, 9 looked for leprechauns, 10 watched parades, 17 pinched those who didn't wear green, 2 wore blue, and 29 decorated with or wore St. Patrick Day things.
When does the leprechaun cross the street? When it turns green.
KMS students celebrated St. Patrick's Day by dressing up in green and wearing their most festive outfits. A student from each grade was chosen with the most St. Patrick's Day cheer. Aubrey from 8th grade, Carter from 7th grade, and Braylon from 6th grade won Shamrock Shakes.
Now it's time to announce our Leprechaun Trap winners.
Our 3rd place winner is Mrs. Schultz. Second place was Mr. Banish.
And our first place winner is Mr. Grizz! Mr. Grizz's ELT, whose students told us about their trap. They showed us how the leprechaun falls into the trap, onto the conveyor belt, then it is taken into the pit of death, and is dropped into a blender to make a shamrock shake.
What's the best position for a leprechaun to play on a baseball team? Shortstop. We hope you found your pot of gold just like Ryan did.
Happy St. Patrick's Day!
Welcome back, KMS. It's your favorite news reporters here to talk to you about gymnastics.
Simone Biles has won 25 medals in her career as an Olympic gymnast.
Nadia became the first gymnast in Olympic history to be awarded the perfect score of 10.0 for her performance on the uneven bars in 1976.
First woman competed in artistic gymnastics in 1928 Olympics. The sport was very different than it is today. However, there was only a team event.
Here are some events that are a part of gymnastics. Exercises on uneven bars, balance beam floor, and vaulting horse for women, and horizontal and parallel bars, rings floor, and pommel horse for men.
Out of 180 students, only 4.3% of students said that they participate in gymnastics.
And 6.2% said that they are part of a competitive gymnastics team.
We interviewed Alexa to see what she thought a typical practice day would look like.
Stretching to stretch out your muscles a little bit.
We interviewed Mia to see what a typical practice day would look like and to see what her favorite event was.
A typical day for practice is you would start warming up for like 10-15 minutes, and then you'd split up into groups and all your different levels, and then you would go into each event. And then after that you would have like 10-15 minutes of conditioning. My favorite event was probably floor because I love doing flips and tumbling.
We're back, KMS, and we're here to tell you why you should join gymnastics. Gymnastics instructions help develop better coordination and body awareness for young children. Interacting with their surroundings is mostly physical in the early years. Gymnastics provides them with the skills to interact with their environment in ways that other children cannot. We know that not everyone is able to bend the way gymnasts can, but we still encourage you to try gymnastics. Thanks for watching our segment, and remember, you too can do great things.
Have you ever thought about doing archery?
Today we will talk about archery and how it works. We'll talk about the history, the way it's performed, and much more.
Archery started as a warfare and hunting for Native Americans. Nowadays we use archery as a sport and to do trick shots.
Did you know when archery was added to the Olympics, they first used pigeons as targets? We talked to Mr. Gridge on how he uses archery.
For a couple different things. First of all, I love to hunt whitetail deer with the bow, so that's number one. We use 2 target practice. A lot of people use 3 archery. We use it for competition.
The earliest evidence of archery dates to the late Paleolithic period, around 10,000 BC, when the Egyptian and neighboring Nubian cultures used bows and arrows for the purpose of hunting and warfare.
In China, archery dates back to the Shang Dynasty, 1766 to 1027 BC. They also used it for warfare and hunting.
We talked to Dominic Service on what he uses archery for.
I do hunting because it's a fun sport. I usually do it after school. I usually try to shoot my bow a couple of times every day after school, and it's just a fun thing to do.
This is Jimmy.
And Braden.
And remember, KMS, trying new things can always be a benefit in the future.
No, you're not. Yes, I am. You're mid. Dude, you're mid. You haven't made a good yes, I am. You're mid.
Peyton isn't even the star of the show. I don't even know what he's talking about. We did 5 seconds together, and I carried it.
Charlie, he's not the star, all right? I'm the star. Charlie sucks.
No. So, you're probably wondering, what goes on behind the scenes of these crazy videos? Let's go.
Oh, God, jeez. Almost forgot you.
Most of you know that the 8th grade Alternative to Music class creates the KMS School News, but few know the process of which these videos are pieced together over a period of time. First, we receive or choose partners and brainstorm our idea for the next upcoming segment. After that, it's time to get working. Groups schedule and record interviews, create scripts, and record parts of their segment, and sometimes it's not that easy.
2, 1. Hey, KMS.
I think it took us like 9 tries to get that right.
Gymnastics provides them with the
They
skill
ask you how you are,
to
you just
interact
say
with
that you're
their-
fine when you're not really fine.
Running smoothly, and then I messed up.
And sometimes it's a little hard to get the teachers' interviews.
No! Out! Out!
So when everybody's done with their final edits, we transfer all the videos onto one device and use a video editor to adjust all the final volumes, make final cuts where they belong, take out things that we don't want in the video, and publish it as the final news piece. We do recommend any students looking into this kind of a career-based course to look into Ultimate Music next year if you're interested in video editing and creativity. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Guess That Teacher. This teacher told us the only time I ever went fishing, I caught an electric eel. I used to live in a camper van. I've eaten many exotic foods, including scorpions, silkworms, seahorse, starfish, snakes, and crickets. KMS, guess who that teacher is?
It's Mrs. Blessing.
Hi KMS, Mrs. Blessing here. I was asked to share some wisdom, and the first thing that I thought of was something that you can do right now. You can do it immediately, and I think it would benefit a lot of people. I'm sure many of you have already heard about this, but in case you haven't, all of our devices, anything with a screen, emits blue light. That blue light then affects some of your hormones in your body. Specifically, it affects your melatonin. And melatonin is a hormone that you need to get a really good restful night's sleep. So if you have blue light coming from your devices, it's going to suppress your melatonin and it's going to boost your cortisol. And cortisol is a more energizing, activating hormone. We want cortisol during the daytime and we want melatonin at nighttime. So there's actually some things that you can do. You can get some glasses that block out blue light. They have usually an orange tint to them. You can wear those right before you go to bed for about an hour or so that you start producing melatonin. You can also download an app called Flux, F.LUX, and that you can use on any device. I know that iPhones and their settings, you can adjust a timer for when you want your blue light to be filtered. So your screen will turn a little bit like amber colored, and that will then help you produce more melatonin. So just a quick tip that I think is super beneficial and helps a lot of people. So have a great day, everyone. Take care.
This week's weather report shows that most of the week is going to be cloudy with possible showers some days. The temperature fluctuates from the 40s through the 60s.
What did the pig say when it's hot outside?
When it's hot outside?
Yeah.
I don't know what.
I'm baking out here.
Why was the Easter Bunny so upset?
No, why was the Easter Bunny so upset?
Because he was having a bad hair day.
Ah.
Why did a kid throw a clock out the window?
Why?
To see time fly.
Wrong answers only. Let's check out these students.
Wrong answers only. What's your favorite sports brand?
Danny Duncan.
Wrong answers only. What's your favorite food?
The Rock.
Wrong answers only. What's your favorite sports team?
Macaroni.
Wrong answer only. What's your favorite color?
Nuts.
Wrong answers only. What's your favorite sea animal?
Rhinoceroses.
Asking our school if they want Slim Jims.
Do you want a Slim Jim?
Yes. Do you want a Slim Jim? Slim Jim.
Your noise coming from your basement, what do you pray that it isn't?
A ghost.
Oh, I didn't see that. Name something that grows faster than you want it to.
I mean, I can't say it for me, but I think for others it might be hair.
When you hear a noise coming from your basement, what do you pray that it isn't?
I hope it's not a flooded basement.
That grows faster than you want it to.
Grass?
What is your favorite smartphone game?
I don't know. Retro Ball.
Okay. Hey, KMS. Really? It's another group. Okay, we have 2 so far. Very good mouth. I don't know what they got.
Leave!
Hey, KMS. Mia, Hannah, and Lauren. Here.
KMS.
Yes, we are.
No, we're not back actually. Because someone.
Have you ever played an instrument?
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
Namasiki.
Is horseradish an instrument?
Namasiki.
Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed this week's school news.
As always, if you have any stories you would like in the news, please email Mr. Rose.